All right, what's going on? Everyone's Supreme Kami over here. So let's actually talk about another new item that was added. We have the operator base over here. So it's gonna be this little big microphone set over here. It just look quite fancy over here with the little mic over here. Kind of wish I had one of these kind of setup over here, but all right, let's dive in over here. So we were actually talking about the overall gist about how to actually go about the part setting over here. So let's actually read a little bit about from the control help over here about the operator base. So the operator base is a buff content that broadcasts directions to Gunpla sorting for emissions as well as giving boost to Gunpla for specific attributes and active word tags. So it should only be one because that's only you can only use one per one of these over here. But tags is alright. How to set up? Go to the operator base from home screen or operator base set from form squad. So you can kind of navigate either both ways. What I show you guys was one of the ways. Coming in directly from the home page and all that. Set attribute and word tag that this operator base will boost. Select AI pilots that will serve as the operator. Select the part up to 25 that will become base part over here and set operator base you want to activate for your squad from form squads. Alright, how to use after mission start. The impact of the boost affects your operator base gifts will increase as time passes. Tap the operator boost button whenever you like. So they mentioned it. The longer you wait, the bigger boost you will have. So in this video, I'll be testing out look at it from this strictly 1%, 5%, 10%, 15%, and then 20%, just to see is it worthwhile to wait the amount of time, because the fastest you can, you get a percent, you get a percent increases per every 4 seconds if you have the maximum 3,000 points. So let's say I think the most I was able to get up to was around 6 seconds per 1%. So if I were to do that example, I was talking about let's say testing it at 20% max, that will probably take me about 2 minutes, I would assume, because what is it, 6 second per 1%, right? So that will probably take me about 2 minutes. So is it really worthwhile to wait that long? We'll actually test it out. I would say if you guys can clear it as fast as you can, that's good, because the longer you wait out there, the more damage you will take, and then if you don't have any heals, you're just bound to die, right? So is this like this the system is good, but is it that good you will want to wait for that long, right? So number three, tap boost amount when the button is tapped. It will be given to the gunpla that have the same attributes slash word tag as your operator base. So they give you a little quick example over here. So the operator base is set to P attribute, and you have the protagonist word tag active. So they give us over here 4 different scenarios that you can do. So the first one is no boost because you're not matching the same attribute. You're not word, you're not matching a certain you're not matching with the same word tag, so you get 0 boost. So second condition is you have speed attribute, but you do have protagonist, which you will receive a partial boost. So third condition is you have P attribute, but unfortunately you do have commander tag, so you're not gonna receive that. You're gonna receive one of the boosts. So if you are able to get 2 of the requirement, you're gonna receive 2 extra boosts over here. So that's how it works. So what they're pushing over here is trying to have you guys run 3 your main unit and 2 ally as the same thing basically, which is possible, I would say, but most likely not the case. I think most people generally build around the 3 different word tags, but this one is going the retro respective way of like, all right, they want you to build out 3 exact same tags or attribute. It doesn't have to be all melee or all shooting. It can be a little bit of a mix, different word tags and all that. But we'll get to that in a bit as well. All right, in terms of how the grading system works over here, what is it? When your grade points are what is it? 1 to 24, boost effect will be increased 1 second per 20 seconds. When your grades are, so this basically talks about how it works. Other than that, that's pretty much it. So you do need up to 25 parts over here. So they do kind of give you a little bit specify on how you can get a little bit more points. So series match bonus, if all 5 parts set to a single line are from the same series, you do get a 50 grade point added. Part type match bonus, if 3 or more parts from the same, oh hold up, if 3 or more of the 5 parts in a single line have the same part, grade point will be added. So three parts of the same type will be 50, and then 100 for 4, and then 150 for 5. All right. So free line is more of like what is the setup? Set up to 5 of any part you'll be choosing. So in terms of you have same name slash attribute bonus. When part set to the free line shares the same part type and name with quotation, but have different name, different attributes. So this is pertaining to like the big scales, because they do have different attribute. Parts to set specific word tagline. Grade point will be added for each part for fulfill these conditions. Limited time bonus. These are be summoned. So this week I believe is the Supreme Dragon something. I don't remember the actual name of the unit. And then we also have 4 new AI pilots. So you can add them to this line. You just get a straight up 100% per every parts, I believe. No, you just get a straight up 100% for just having those parts. So that's basically the overall gist of it. So what we're gonna actually experiment over here, we're gonna do this over here. So what you want to focus on is not going to be any soul cut parts, any limited time parts. What you actually want to focus on is those warfare parts, because warfare parts generally are able to cap out at level 99 easier than those soul cut parts. Because I can just give you guys a quick example for say, let's see, the Shimazu Naga right here is a welfare pilot, and I do have, let's say, I have a build project, but not the links over here. So what this actually do, this one gives you a straight up grade bonus of a 99 already. So if I were to use a build project, for example, any of these over here, it will just be 90. So you don't really need to consider too much about I would say any of those soulcasts and limit part. Those are good because I'm pretty sure majority of people will have them at level 99, because those are the main parts you want to be using. But in general, there are those 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 star part that you want to be focused on this one over here. Because as you guys can see, these are the specific word tag parts you need to fulfill. If you ship over to, let's say I want to mix match T-type Xeon, you will see that the fulfill requirement is going to be different. So there's tons. I don't even know how many combination of this you can do. If I were to change this to S attribute, you guys will, oh, so there's no change, right? Let me set this to P. So we can, so from that experiment we can see that these over here, they change pertaining to what kind of word tag you're looking at. So I think for this video I will be working on a pro P attribute plus pro tag, because I want to test out what kind of damage we can expect from looking at a 1 second, 5 second, 10 second, 15 and 20 second, right? So that's what we're gonna do. I won't even be hopping in with 3 units. I'll just hopping in with 1 unit in a squad. So that will give me a good example of how this actually works. So I'm gonna do pro tag over here. Let me do T-type pro tag as the example. I think the best way, if you guys are not really nitty gritty, know all like the overall series of parts over here, because let's say the first one we need to work on is gonna be mass reduction, and then I really have limited part over here, and I cannot, let's say I cannot really differentiate what series they're from. As the example, what you can actually do is you can go to the auto setting over here, and you can just kind of quickly fill this out. So this is more of like an easy way out of it. As you guys can see over here, I was able to get a part type match over here, because I do have this actually shows over here 2 parts. Which one do we have the same 2 parts? Huh? That's the thing. I am a little bit more confused on, like, all right, how this actually works out on paper, right? Because when you're reading it, it kind of makes sense, but when you're building it, it's like, what's going on? Because from what I see over here, I see 2H, 1 wing series, 1 astray, C astray, and then 1 Zeta. Like, they don't really match in a way, so I don't know. It's just a little bit. It's gonna take a little bit time to kind of get used to it. But what you can do over here, if we take a look at the grade point over here, so what you want to do is you need you need to have these parts at level 99. It doesn't really matter, Sokai, limited fast, whatever. You just need to have them. If possible, welfare part will be your best friend to go in terms of getting up to that level 99. So that's gonna be the overall premise of it. We can see that my victory arm over here is not really maxed out. So let's say I max it out to level 80, we will see an increase in terms of the points. So you're gonna get around a 19% points increase over here, I assume. Yeah, we did. We did get a 19%. So what you yeah. So it is safe to say that you just need part. I would just say you do need a lot of part at level 90. So that's gonna be the best way around it. So that's the pretty much the overall gist of it, right? We did get a little bit more of an increase. Do I have imports that is not level 80 already? So that's pretty much it. If you guys want to do the easy way out, it's gonna be auto setting it. But if you guys are really familiar with every parts, you can sort them out by manually. Props to you guys out there. I cannot do it, so this is what we're gonna work on over here. So we are only looking at a 6 second, unfortunately, so that's gonna be a bummer. So for every 6 second, I'll get a 1% in increases. That will be demonstrated in later parts. So for this video strictly, I will be using a P attribute for my build. So that is I have already set this out. So that's one thing over here. So I can still do a little bit more upgrade from this over here. As you guys can see, I do have the Cessna FC at level 99. That is the build project. But I can go to the Reno over here as a pilot, and that'll be no problem. So you can basically fill out this box over here with only using welfare parts and standard for start, because those are the easy way out to get to a level 99. I would say your Soulcast part will probably cap out at 90, just 9 points shy. So, if best possible, use your standard parts and welfare part possible. I am gonna try to level up a few more parts over here, and then we'll just hop into an event. So we are looking at a 6 second over here. So let me actually show you guys how to equip this onto your squad. So you go to squad formation over here, and then this I will be using this one as an example. So they talk about two ways of going about it. So you can go to it from the home screen, and then you can look at it from this page over here. So this is how you're gonna set it. You're gonna set your. So what we look at from the home screen is more like setting the overall base of it. Right now we're just kind of like going back into our data and just alright. So I have working this already. So this is what we're looking at, and then we can just do set, and then this will apply when I hop into a mesh where I can use 3 mobile suit over here. So I think that's pretty much it from just talking about from this standpoint over here. I am gonna go back and upgrade a little bit, so hopefully I can get it shaped down to 5 second ish, and then we'll hop into a mesh and just kind of give you guys a good testing out of what kind of damage increases we can be looking at. So we will be right back. Okay, so I did upgrade board parts where I can get up to a grade parts of 2800, and then I am able to shape this down to 5 seconds. So I think I would do want to elaborate a little bit more. I feel like when new players or free player looking at this over here, they'd be like, all right, so like I don't have a lot of parts, so how am I gonna go about this? I would say this is not something you can rush on day one per se. I would say this is another one of those situations where you're gonna have to work maybe a couple of weeks where you can get situated with a lot of parts, because I have been playing for a good while already. That's why I have a lot of welfare parts that have been stacking up. As for like new players and free to play player, maybe there are some welfare parts you don't have because you have not been playing for a long duration. So just be patient, right? This is not something you can do like, oh, update came on yesterday, so let me see I can get up to 3,000 great part like on the same day. That's not what they want to do over here. This is more of like a progressive thing you can do, so just keep that in mind. Like, all right, progressively as you upgrade parts, you will be able to upgrade your grade parts as well. So don't try to push yourself like, I need to get to 3,000 by the end of today. If I'm not gonna be able to do good damage and all that. Don't have that mindset. Just keep this in mind that this is more of a progressive thing. It's gonna take time. This game does have a lot of groundworks and time spent. You're gonna have to spend a lot of time building up your arsenal, your box, and all that good stuff. And then one more thing I do want to kind of mention. So let's say my squad consists of like 3 different attribute, and I am not able to get receive the 2 bonuses or whatever. I think the only thing I would personally suggest is just trying to see if you can find a common ground for like a vertex and all that. So if I were to go to my main squad over here, I can show you guys that my common vertex is going to be I have high firepower, and then high firepower, right? So that is gonna be my, you can say my what was the word I was using? Okay, common ground, right? So that is something that is gonna like link them together. So for example, if I have to really build a team like that, I would use high firepower as my vortex for this over here. So that is one thing you can just kind of consider about. You don't have to. They're not forcing you, right? But they're just gonna give you a teeny tiny bit more bonuses of that. So that's something you can kind of keep in mind as well. So let's actually now do hop into mesh and see what we can do in terms of, uh, the time spent. We'll kind of testing that over here. Alright, so I have hopped into a warfare event, so let me actually use this right out the bat. So you guys can see once you activate that, you're set for the duration. That's all you're gonna get. So what we are gonna do, we're just gonna use one E skill as a base damage testing over here. So I'm gonna hit up this Talagis 2 over here with my bicep. So we're gonna get a good damage gauge of like 1%, 5%, 10%, and all that, right? So let me actually use this right now. Okay, so we are looking at a 1% operative boost over here. Okay, 2.33, so we can keep that in mind. So let me hop out here and then we'll be right back again. Alright, so we're gonna test out scenario 2 where we have 5% of our operator engage kind of activate over here. So for every 5 seconds, I will get a little extra percentage add on over here. So this is just a matter of fact, is it really worthwhile or worth waiting for this to kind of activate over here? So we are looking at, let's see what kind of time we can be looking at. So we are looking at around 4 minutes and 40 seconds before I can get up to a 5%. So is this really worth it? Let's actually try this out right now. But another bicep damage test over here. Okay, how much did we get increase of? Okay, I would say we get around 100,000, which is 5%, 100,000, which is, seems pretty good. But by that time, are you able to kill, would you be able to kill all your enemies at that time? Like half of it? Moving on to like the final stage already? I don't know. That's really gonna depends on every, it's gonna be different from everyone. So let's actually hop into a scenario 3 now. Alright, scenario 3, we're gonna be looking at a 10% job fill up over here, or the operator boost over here. I would say 10 second, we are probably closing into like a minute into the game. So at around a minute, let me know in the comment section, are you guys able to clear up like the this EX stage over here? With no problem. I would think so, maybe. I don't know. I can't really speak for everyone, right? So that's why we're gonna kind of test it out to see is it really worthwhile, right? We are looking at a 6%, moving on to a 7 seconds or 7%. So we're closing into that 1 minute mark into the game already. All right. So let's kind of keep going a little bit over here. 8 seconds coming up, and then 10 seconds right now. All right, on dot. So we are looking at around 50 second in over here, and as you guys can see down below, I do have some gauge some active buffs over here. We got the fist, we got the rifle, and we have some also defenses value buffs over here. So let's actually activate the bicep now and see what we can get in terms of the overall damage right now. Over 10% operator boost. Okay, so we got another, so far from 10% base, from 1% to 10%, we are looking at around 200k increases. So I would say when you guys are executing casting X skill, like you can see the major effects already. This kind of applies throughout until you kind of ends. But how often would you have to wait, right? A minute into the match, right? Is this even reasonable for like a welfare event over here? So let's actually hop into our last situation, or our last scenario, where I'm gonna wait until 20 seconds and see, or 20%, and see what we can do. Alright, so this one will be our final scenario over here. So I think the overall question I do want to ask again, like, is it really worthwhile for me to wait? Probably right now we will be looking probably well into a minute or so. Like, is it really worth it to wait that long? I feel like for the, oh, I kind of cut off a little bit over there. But I feel like for the majority of the player, like in terms of like people who are struggling with event, I would say this is a highly well done system over here. where they can kind of get a little bit of a damage increase, because that is much needed in terms of like for free to play player where they cannot rack up high enough power in terms of offensive stuff. So this is good, but for me, like just me, from my standpoint, like is it really worthwhile? But I can't really speak for everyone. Like not everyone is like able to buy Horus chips and then it's just summon a lot, right? So I feel like in terms of like a coming up from like a free to play player standpoint, I think this is just a well done event or a well done system where they can like, take advantage. It doesn't really matter because you guys do have like a 5 minute time limit to clear a match, and you guys can just kind of sit here and wait for a little bit to kind of complete it yourself. So we are almost at that 20% mark over here, so we can kind of see what kind of damage we will be doing. So all right, let's see, just a few more ticks. All right, so we are looking at a 20% right now, so let's see what kind of output we can expect from this over here. Okay, okay. It's not the most increases, I would say, but it is good enough, right? A little bit of a damage does help free play player by a long shot already, but we are looking well like a minute into the match already, so that is one thing to kind of consider about over here. So let me hop out here and then we'll just kind of wrap up the video from now. Okay, so that is pretty much it for me talking about the operating base over here. So obviously this is my first time using it, so there's probably stuff I am not too familiar with. So let me know if you guys know more detail pertaining to like build, how to build this thing over here. In terms of like worry about getting the great bonus, I would say, like I said, this is more of like a progressive thing you can work on, not something you need to complete by the end of the day. So just keep that in mind. This is something you can work on progressively. So that being said, just let me know your thoughts. Just in terms of like the amount of time you're waiting, to proctor the upgrade base and all that good stuff over there. So that being said, this will be pretty much it for this video over here, and then I'll catch you guys with more 3.0 update stuff.